Happy New Year, Big Blue fans. We're looking forward to another great year of athletic competition at Millikin University in 2022. Without that, let's get you into our year's first edition of Behind the Blue. Women's basketball took on Eureka on Monday. After a slow start, the Big Blue led by just 10 points at the half. However, if you blinked in the third quarter, you might have missed a massive scoring run by the Big Blue, as they led by nearly 30 by the time the horn sounded. They would continue to run away with it in the fourth, winning by a final of 87-43. Women's basketball improves to 10-3 on the year, and they're still 4-0 in CCIW play. Millikin remains in the top slot in the CCIW, and they will take on North Park on Saturday. And on New Year's Day, men's basketball hosted Greenville. Greenville's Grinnell system allowed for a high-scoring contest, with both teams finishing well into the triple digits. Millikin turned in a record-setting performance, breaking 5 Big Blue records in the win, with the final score reading Millikin 144, Greenville 127. Men's basketball sits at 7-6 on the year, and they remain 6th in the CCIW. The Big Blue are also up at North Park on Saturday. And so now let's talk about a few of the records that the Big Blue men's basketball team broke in their win over Greenville, the first of which being points in a single game. The previous mark was 133, set back in 1967 against Carroll, and Millikin scored 144, breaking a 55-year-old scoring record by 11 points. The record was broken in the second half by Michael Akiwumi on a lob from Calvin Fisher. Our next record that was broken was field goals in a single game. On the way to 144 total points, the Big Blue made 63 field goals, this breaking the previous mark by 6. That was 57, set back in 1973 against Illinois College. And a part of those 63 field goals was Michael Akiwumi, with 19 of his 22 field goals going in from the field. Our third record was shooting percentage in a single game. Millikin shot 71.4% in 1989 against Pomona-Pitzer. And on New Year's Day, the Big Blue shot 75% from the field, 63 of 84 were the Big Blue. Our next record is consecutive field goals, this one an individual record. Back in 1979, Gary Jackson made 12 consecutive field goals over 2 games for the Big Blue, while Michael Akiwumi only needed 1/2. He was 16 of 16 in the second half, and those 16 consecutive field goals are good for a new Big Blue record for the most made in a row. His 43 points also tie him for the 17th most in a single game in Big Blue history. And our final record that was taken down by the Big Blue is assists in a game. Back in 2003, Millikin recorded 28 assists in a victory over Lake Erie. And on New Year's Day, the Big Blue recorded 47 assists en route to defeating Greenville. That's all for this week's edition of Behind the Blue. Be sure to tune in next week for all your Millikin sports news. Have a great week and go Big Blue.